Greetings. I am your host, Dr. Anthro, of the Flobenberg Institute for Misinformational Studies. It is true that throughout notions of history the human idea of fun remains the same, just with variations according to the era. For instance, while we once murdered people with spears and arrows in ancient times, we now do so with bombs and drones. Same fun, different ways of having it. Today I offer you a story of forgotten fun, the game that was cast aside by history as it marched along because it no longer fit in with the social progression of humans. And now, Ring Around the Lady.
Here's a popular pastime that eventually fell into disfavor: Ring Around the Lady, which back in the olden days, everyone was playing at the beach. Mind you, this was before volleyball and summer beach books. The only other thing to do at the beach was to pretend to drown so the lifeguard would come and save you. That was the atmosphere in which Ring Around the Lady was created. It was so popular that it almost became an Olympic event. Many have suggested that Ring Around the Lady was a direct factor in the birth of the suffragette movement. Indeed, it was partly a reaction to women's desire to have fun at the beach and not be treated like a game piece. There was an effort within the suffragette movement to shift ring play to using old people and children instead, and in some very dark instances the mentally ill. But those never caught on as they made gameplay too erratic, and most people continued to use ladies as the object of ring tossing. Ring Around the Lady hit its peak in the 1930s during the Great Depression, when people had nothing better to do than go to the beach, thanks to all the spare time that joblessness had given them. But in the 1940s beaches became abandoned since most Americans were fighting World War II and had moved to Germany to do so. By the time they returned, the threat of nuclear war kept them indoors, and that's where they stayed. Decades later, many Americans still remain indoors, preferring to sit in dark rooms with electronic gadgets and tend to their cryptocurrency. Ring Around the Lady has become a symbol of the human spirit, its desire for fun in the sand against all odds. It is unlikely that the current digital multiplayer version of Ring Around the Lady will ever recapture that.
The question remains: what are we as a people without Ring Around the Lady? Are we a people that is willing to keep secrets about our own heritage? To suppress aspects of our cultural identity? Or are we a people meant to frolic in the sun, to make play and kick sand in a merry way? I cannot give you those answers, because they remain stranger than truth.